Viewers, we have breaking news for you right at the top of this segment of the bulletin, which is with regards to the dense fog and how it's wreaked havoc on the National Highway 352D in Haryana. Now, this is from Rewari at this given point where four buses collide due to the fog. The collision has taken place due to poor visibility. The buses were en route to Jhajjar from Haryana. In Rewari, in this very incident, the injured have been shifted to the hospital nearby. But this is the very collision that's taken place. You can see how these buses are in fact lined up one after the other, as they have in fact collided with one another in poor visibility conditions. Asim Basi joining me on the broadcast with more details on this. Asim, what more are you learning in terms of injured? How many have been injured in this very incident that's come about? We're getting to know that they've been hospitalized. And what exactly were the visibility conditions like when this collision took place?
Morally,
Well, as the winter started to intensify, Haryana was blanketed by thick fog, be it Rohtak, be it Jhajjar, be it Rewari. And today morning, around 6 a.m., when these private buses were going on a highway from Rewari towards Jhajjar, they collided. Three to four buses collided with each other because of very, very poor visibility. Yes, injuries have taken place, although the exact number of people who are injured is yet to be clarified because it was too early morning. They were rushed to the hospital. But this was the first day of major fog that blanketed Haryana and some parts of other region. As far as the Punjab is concerned, the Chandigarh is concerned, the areas are quite sunny and the weather is sunny. But Haryana has seen a lot of fog in Rohtak and in Rewari, which has resulted in this accident. Although the number of injured exactly will be clarified in a while, but yes, there have been injuries and caused by this accident due to the fog.
Thank you for bringing us those details. This is what we are learning, viewers, at this given point of this unfortunate accident that's taken place due to the fog conditions that had shrouded the area completely, leading to this very accident involving multiple buses. And now on to the top focus for this very hour, which is the national capital being under a smoke siege. Once again, the national capital is seen reeling under the massive air pollution crisis. Thick toxic smog has completely engulfed Delhi since the early wee hours of Sunday, that is 14th of December. The national capital, remember, registered an AQI of over 400 at several locations. The air quality has slipped into severe category. The worsening pollution was visible from the early hours itself, as dense smog mixed with fog engulfed large parts of Delhi, reducing visibility sharply. Now, health experts have advised children, the elderly, and those with respiratory conditions to take special precautions. They have urged these vulnerable category people to avoid outdoor exercise at all costs, wear masks. This is a direction for everybody at this given point, and avoid unnecessary outings given the conditions. Meanwhile, stricter anti-pollution curbs have been imposed across Delhi NCR. Authorities have invoked stage 4 of the graded action response plan. One of the most significant steps under the GRAP 4 is a complete ban on all kinds of construction and demolition activities across the national capital region. Schools in the capital will also be operating in hybrid mode given the conditions and circumstances. The measures also include the closure of stone crushers, mining operations, and such related and associated activities across NCR, as these are considered major contributors to the dust and particulate pollution, which is already, the contents of which is already heavy in the atmosphere right now. Further, transport restrictions have also been tightened within the GRAP 4 as well. So let's quickly listen into some voices from the ground and some reports before we proceed with a discussion on the same.
So Delhi is waking up this morning with a dense fog all around. I'm here at Akshardham temple, the road right behind me heading to the national capital. And there you see all the cars, all the vehicles that are moving on the national highway is literally going invisible right after 100 meters. Visibility here at Akshardham stretch is less than 100 meters. And in fact, just across the lane, across the driving lane, there's Akshardham temple, which is literally disappeared, has gone invisible. And the fog is literally falling like a raindrop, and that's the prediction was by the Met Department that another 3 to 4 days it will be the Gangetic Plain and across northern plains will witness a dense fog. In fact, the road that I traveled through from Ghaziabad to Noidabad, the visibility is slightly better. But as you see on the rest parts, so you look at The highway patrolling vehicles are also being alerted because of the fog situation. All the vehicles are moving with the fog lamps on, and that explains why it is so furious. In fact, the GRAP 4 provisions have been invoked by the Commission for Air Quality Management in the National Capital and NCR region because of looking at the extreme pollution, because the fog-like situation and the low surface wind speed will add further to the deteriorating air quality, and unless and until the wind speed picks up, this will not be clear. Look at it. The distance between camera and me is hardly a couple of feet, and the fog is so dense that even literally a hazy images that will appear on your screen. This is 7:30 a.m. I'm at Akshardham temple, and look at the fog-like condition. This is not even the month of January when we witness this extreme fog, dense fog situation. At Akshardham temple in national capital, this is Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.
यहाँ पर पोल्यूशन जो है वो कंपैरेटिवली थोड़ा ज़्यादा मेरे को लग रहा है, हालांकि ठंड के कारण धुंध भी बढ़ गई है, बट एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स जो है वो मेरे अकॉर्डिंग यहाँ पर थोड़ा पुअर चल रहा है इन कंपैरिजन टू फरीदाबाद. और आई थिंक लोगों को इसके लिए कुछ सजग प्रयास करने चाहिए अपने से. हर बार हर चीज़ के लिए हम सरकार को दोषी नहीं ठहरा सकते.
कोई सेफ्टी मेजर्स नहीं ले रहे हो, ये उनके सिर्फ अपने जेब भरने के तरीके हैं. इससे कोई पॉल्यूशन कम नहीं होगा ग्रैप 4 लगाने से या ग्रैप 3 लगाने से. उन्हें चलान करने, इकट्ठे करने पैसे, उसके तरीके हैं उनके वो कि BS4 चलेंगी, BS6 नहीं चलेंगी.
नॉर्मली जब हम लोग वॉकिंग के लिए यहाँ पे आते हैं तो एज़ कम्पेयर टू महाराष्ट्र के हिसाब से दिल्ली में तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा ये दिख रहा है. यहाँ पे तो सांस लेने के लिए भी कभी कभी दिक्कत हो जाता है. सो इम्प्रूवमेंट होना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि जहाँ तक एनवायरनमेंट बेटर रहता है, ह्यूमन का हेल्थ बेटर रहता है. बहुत ही वर्स्ट कंडीशन है. हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं और ये करते हैं, आशा करते हैं कि हेल्थ एनवायरनमेंट जल्दी सुधार जाए.
गवर्नमेंट को कुछ करना चाहिए सही में. इस बार तो हद ही हो गया है, काफ़ी ज़्यादा पोल्यूशन हो रहा है. मैं तो कहता हूँ ऑड इवन भी स्टार्ट कर देना चाहिए, कि कहते हैं ना, जिससे कि कहते हैं ना पोल्यूशन में थोड़ा हो, और लोगों को कुछ ऐसा कुछ पोल्यूशन के लिए कुछ जलाना वलाना चाहिए, जिससे कि कहते हैं ना पोल्यूशन में थोड़ा राहत मिले लोगों को ना. और ये हमेशा का ही है, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर से भी गवर्नमेंट को थोड़ा अलर्ट रहना चाहिए इसके अकॉर्डिंग.
Ashutosh Mishra joins us on the broadcast at this given point to in fact bring us the latest updates in this very story. Ashutosh, we've been speaking through the day at this given point to understand what exactly is the condition, hourly updates that we are bringing to our viewers. Firstly, where are you at this point? How is the visibility now? Is there any improvement that you've seen since morning, given that the sunlight can now be seen very bleakly, but the fog still remains, if I'm not wrong?
Yeah, it looks like a white background, right, placed behind me. Some graphic images, the animated images. But it's actually a dense fog and perhaps actually a smog, because all the smoke and fog combining together, making thick layer of haze and smog. And clearly the visibility, however, has this, slightly improved. Looking at morning in many places, it was around 100 to 150 meters. For now, it's around 300 meters. And the reason is that wind speed, the surface wind speed has slightly picked up to 10 kilometers per hour. So it will bring a little respite. However, the AQI has not much improved. That remains 400, 450, around 500s at the same time. So even the sunlight cannot much improve unless there is a literally high temperature. Only because of that, the smoke and those gases could go in the upper surface of the air. Meteorological conditions continues. Remember, since yesterday, there have been a formation of fog in the northern India from Punjab, Haryana, northern Madhya Pradesh, eastern part of Rajasthan, Delhi, NCR. And this situation will continue till 16. So anytime soon, there is no relief. There is no expectations for any respite at all, unless, some natural intervention take place. And for that, even some interventions required, like meteorological conditions again. So there is no favorable meteorological conditions unfolding at the moment. The fog situation will continue. The thick layer of haze will continue to cover until 16th. Since even not wind speed is expected, the situation will deteriorate further. How? Because you have the carbon emissions of the vehicles, and you will have the dust particles flowing all over. If you should go Noida, Ghaziabad, Delhi. Why the GRAP 4? The GRAP 4 will not eventually contain the emissions. It is actually a preventive measure for us. Stay indoors, don't go out, don't work out, let the the kids be home, less people. So the idea is to reduce the emission, reduce more vehicles on the road. But these all are at the very last moment of. That's exactly why it is called air emergency. When you have a GRAP 4, that simply means that even government accept the situation is way vulnerable. Remember, when the action was supposed to be taken, we have seen the agencies, altering the data. How? All the monitoring system, you have the water sprinklers. That's not how you really gonna improve the air pollution. Knowing this a pan-India phenomena, particularly northern India phenomena, unfolds almost every year, and this time it has literally worsening. So at the very last moment, even the GRAP 4 idea is not going to make any positive contribution towards it or improvement towards it. All we can only expect and pray for natural intervention, because so far we have already seen worsening situation, which is likely to be to continue for another few days, Shreya.